Hey folks, welcome back to Forte and Goal. And sure enough, here we are right at the Armageddon, right at the dawn of the Super Bowl, right? It is just about an hour before kickoff. We're going to be looking at the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. I can't believe that the Rams have been there two times in the past 4 years. God, and here I am, a Cowboys fan, right? Looking at them not getting to the Super Bowl in, what, 26 years? Um, but there's hope, guys. The Cincinnati Bengals are there after 33 years, so it can be done. It's funny, right before doing this video, I was just looking at some pieces about the Cowboys and coaching changes and what needs to be done and so on and so on. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Super Bowl, and I will be doing a video about Tom Brady's retirement. I know it's obviously a couple of weeks old, but that doesn't matter. He's going to be retired for a long time. I want to weigh in on it and talk a little bit about the GOAT. So we'll start with the Super Bowl, right? We're looking at a Cincinnati Bengal team that, in my opinion, has, I think, surprised everybody. They have outperformed. They have outcoached. They've been outstanding, is what they've been. I mean, like Jamar Chase, for example, is this year's Justin Jefferson, and I don't think anybody expected Justin Jefferson to be what he turned out to be last year, and he's played well this year. And this is with Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. So he's not even, Kirk Cousins, considered to be a top flight quarterback. Middle of the pack, yeah, but not top flight. So let's give credit where credit's due. So Jamar Chase has been outstanding as a rookie. If he turns into like what JJ did in his second year, there's no looking back. I think that the Bengals are very happy that they chose him in the first round as opposed to getting an offensive lineman, although their offensive line seems to give up a lot of sacks. They've got issues in pass pro. I mean, we've seen it. Lately, when you look at the Bengals, it looks like Joe Burr, he's being called now, Joe Burr, is he's getting sacked like 4 times to 6 times a game. That's a lot. That's a lot of stall drives, drives that probably you don't come back from. If you have a sack, if you have a holding call, these are hard penalties, or not penalties, but these are hard down and distances to overcome, depending on where you're at in the field. I mean, if you're, your side of the field, then it's hard. But if obviously you're in positive side, on the positive side of the field, well, then you have a chance to say, all right, look, rather than punting or a field goal, I'm going to go ahead and go with, pressing on, try to get it on fourth down, that sort of thing. So yes, the Bengals have been outstanding. They have overachieved, and by many people's estimation. I like their weapons. I like Joe Burrow. The coaching this year has been at least up to snuff. They've made adjustments. That's the big thing. We saw it against KC. You saw what Mahomes did in the first half, and then in the second half he turned around and basically threw a donut out there, right? So first he kicks butt, then he turns around, and in the second half they make the adjustment. Suddenly he can't figure things out. Such has been the case with Mahomes. He has done well when you really come after him, but when you give him time, you drop into those passing lanes, those windows that they look for. Suddenly, he finds himself trying to complete every pass. He holds on to the ball, and then inevitably he's under pressure or he gets sacked. And when he's under pressure, again, he tries to throw the ball perfectly, and next thing you know, you get a sack, an interception. So, great job by the Bengals. I think that this is a team that, when it comes to making adjustments, this is their strength. I like I said, their weapons. Don't like the offensive line. Like the quarterback. Like their running back. I think offensively they are a force, except for the offensive line, which is suspect. But it doesn't stop them from running, which is amazing. Now on the defensive side, I think they've had some hot and cold periods. It looked like in the beginning of the season they were going to be pretty hot, and then they kind of cooled down. And yet they continue to do amazing things when they need to. And they've got a former Cowboy over there, Cheeto Uzi, playing left corner. They got Eli Apple, a former Giant, playing the other corner. They've got two really good safeties. I like them. Just was it something Bates and also not Von Miller, but I'm trying to remember the name. Anyway, but they're doing great. I mean, these two safeties are fantastic. They've got they've got Hendricks on defensive on the edge, defensive end. They've got some guys that can ball out on that side of the ball. Okay, on that side of the game, these guys can make a difference. It's a good defense, but I wouldn't say, hey, they're outstanding. Okay, what they do well is they do the whole bend don't break. I mean, the defensive coordinator deserves a lot of credit. The Bengals have done a nice job making adjustments in the game, and I just think that's a strength. Okay, it's not statistically, but it is realistically. On the other side of the coin, we have the other team playing in this. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Rams are favored. They've been there. They've been there now. Like I said, 2 out of the past 4 years. Sean McVay is a very, very good coach. I think he's better than Zach Taylor. I know he's better than Zach Taylor, at least in my opinion. I think Sean McVay honestly is one of the top 5 coaches in the league. He is really dynamic on the offensive side. He's intelligent. I think he relates well to the players. He's a good coach. So Sean McVay, you've got Stafford who can make every throw. However, his decision making is sometimes suspect, and he's been turning the ball over. And I hate to say it, but he's probably going to throw at least one interception in this game. Remember, he's never played in a Super Bowl before. The Rams have, but not him. In fact, this is the first time he's gone and won any playoff games, and he did it in style, so he's all the way in the Super Bowl. But I have my doubts about the performance that we'll get from Stafford. Now, the rest of the offensive line, or the offensive line is, I think, average. They perform well together, but a lot of that is the system. I think the system sets them up to get angles on the guys that they have to block, and then the trickery allows these guys to get into open space. The pass pro is the pass pro, and even then they do a nice job sometimes helping the offensive line out, and not to mention play action. The offensive line's average, in my opinion. The skill positions are more or less average. There's only one guy there's 2 people. Odell Beckham was a superstar, and he is trying to regain that status. Can he? Well, let's see what he does in the Super Bowl. And I'm happy for him, by the way. I'm happy that he's there after some tough years in Cleveland, and then before that with the Giants. Now, so Odell Beckham was. The guy that is right now, and I would never have thought it, is Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has, really taken his abilities to their max as far as I'm concerned. He plays the game at wide receiver the way a quarterback would play the position at quarterback, of course. He plays wide receiver like a quarterback is basically what I'm trying to say. He is smart out there. He recognizes zones. He recognizes gaps. He runs great routes. He has great hands. He's not super fast. He's not super big. But if you get open, if you know what you're supposed to do, that counts for a lot. And clearly he knows what he's supposed to do. He gets a lot of targets, and he makes a lot of catches. So that's the 2 outstanding receivers. Their tight end is another average skill position player. Again, it's about the systems. Sean McVay, that's what drives that offense. Defensively, what drives the defense is basically a couple of players, right? So you've got, obviously, Aaron Donald, you've got Jalen Ramsey, and I used to think Jalen was overrated, but he has done a terrific job. He is a guy that at that tough position does so much. I mean, he's an impact player. You can't take that away from him. So Jalen does a great job. So those two guys come to mind first. But then you look at Leonard Floyd. He's another factor to look at. You've got some of the other players that are coming alive for the team on the defense. I like their defense overall. I think that they're a top 10 defense right now this year. They were down. Now they made their way up. I think they're a top 10 defense if I have those stats correct. The strength being those two players that I mentioned. Okay, so this is what we're looking at as far as the matchup goes. Special teams, will obviously play a factor. I like the kicker for the Bengals. I forget this kid's name, but has he been money? He's been really solid, like in big moments. So I give them the edge there. Although the kicker for the Rams, I forget his name, he took over for Zerline, who their Cowboys have, and he's not played the best. This guy had a great season. I don't know much about him, but he's had a great season, so he's solid. The kicking game for both of these teams should be money. Okay? Now, prediction time. So I think we're looking for a great game. I think it's going to be a relatively pretty open scoring game. I do. I think that both defenses are going to get some shots, some opportunities. I do think that Stafford's going to throw at least one interception. I do like what I'm looking forward to Jalen locking up on Chase a lot, and I think that's going to happen quite a bit. I can't wait to see that matchup. I do think that Aaron Donald will wreak havoc against the Bills' interior line. But I like the adjustments. I like the skill position players for the Bengals. I think the Bengals win this game, and I hope I'm not cursing them because I want them to win, but I do think they're going to win. I think that they are the better team. Although the Rams are, feisty and good and well coached, and they've got ability. Specifically, you have to have it at quarterback. But I just like what I see from this Bengals team. I think they've got what it takes to lift that Lombardi trophy. So that is my prediction. I'm going to go with the Bengals in this game. The Bengals will win it. I'm going to say they win this game 37-33. 37-33. Bengals win this game. Let's enjoy the Super Bowl. I thank you guys for tuning in, and just look for more content. Like, subscribe. There will be more content. I know we're getting ready to go into the graveyard of football after this game, but we'll try to keep up on the draft and strategies and what's going on with all the different teams as well as the different divisions for next season, combine, et cetera, et cetera. So thanks again. Enjoy the game, and let's get that popcorn out. Okay, cheers.